Hello students, welcome to class 2. So in today's lecture, we are going to start a new topic, that is anti-tubercular and anti-leprotic drugs. So let's get started. Well, tuberculosis is a chronic granulomatous disease and it's a major health problem in developing countries. In India, there are 14 million cases of tuberculosis, out of which approximately 3.5 million are sputum positive. An estimated 0.5 million deaths occur every year in India. TB is an infectious disease and is caused by gram-positive acid-fast bacilli known as Mycobacterium. Several species of this bacilli like Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium bovis, etc. are responsible for producing TB. The tubercle bacilli was first isolated by Koch in the year 1882. Tuberculosis is a disease of respiratory transmission. A person gets infected when he comes in contact with the environment contaminated with variable tubercle bacilli. These bacilli are expelled by coughing, sneezing, shouting, and singing by a patient with active tuberculosis. When these bacilli are inhaled by a person, they enter the respiratory bronchioles and alveoli, usually towards the apex of the lung. The tubercle bacilli, after gaining entrance in a previously infected person, multiplies until sufficient resistance is developed to bring the infection to a halt. The organism then lies dormant and the disease is developed. The tubercle bacilli does not produce any substances which is toxic to the host cells. Now, let us see the types of tuberculosis. The common form of TB is pulmonary TB, that is, TB of respiratory tract and lungs. The other forms of TB are tuberculosis meningitis, TB of meninges and brain, tuberculosis laryngitis, TB of larynx and throat, and miliary TB, widespread infection in the body, which is the most fatal form of TB. Next is symptoms and diagnosis of tuberculosis. The symptoms of TB are bad or productive cough that lasts 3 weeks or more, pain in the chest, coughing up blood in sputum, breathing difficulty, weakness, weight loss, loss of appetite, chills, fever, and sweating at night. Now let us discuss the diagnosis. Consider the following methods. First is chest X-ray. Second, TB skin test, also called as Mantoux test or purified protein derivative test. Third is sputum test for TB. Fourth is lung fluid test for TB. Fifth is biopsy and sixth is lymph node biopsy. Next is characteristics of anti-TB drugs. In order to acquire resistance to TB infection, a vaccine known as BCG is inoculated. BCG is Bacillus calmette-guerin. This increases the resistance by producing artificial primary tuberculosis. The drugs which are used for the treatment of tuberculosis are known as anti-TB drugs. So students, an ideal anti-TB drug should possess the following characteristics. First, it must be bactericidal or bacteriostatic in relatively low concentration and must be such that it does not develop bacterial resistance. Second, it must be highly diffusible and be able to reach all tissues including the meninges and brain. Third is, as the tubercle bacilli survive and multiply within mononuclear cells, the drug must be able to penetrate the cell membrane. Fourth, it must be effective in different biochemical environment. Fifth, it must be relatively non-toxic in therapeutic dose and toxicity should remain low even if the drug is used for a prolonged period. And sixth, it must be relatively stable for a reasonable length of time. So students, remember that no drug so far satisfies all the above requirements completely. Hence we can say that search for newer drugs is in progress. So consider some of the drugs used in the treatment of tuberculosis. So the two antibiotics which are commonly used are streptomycin and rifampin. Let us discuss one by one. Streptomycin, the first clinically useful anti-tubercular drug, isolated by Waxman in the year 1944 from a strain of Streptomyces griseus. It is tuberculocidal in its action, but it is less effective than INH or rifampin. It acts only on extracellular bacilli due to its poor penetration into cells. Resistance is developed rapidly when it is used alone in tuberculosis, and most patients have relapse. Side effects are: neurotoxic reaction is characterized by vertigo, diminished auditory activity, skin rashes, mild malaise, muscular pain, and rug fever. Second is rifampin. It's a semi-synthetic antibiotic obtained from rifamycin, which represent a class of chemically related antibiotics obtained from Streptomyces mediterraneae. It is available both for oral as well as parenteral administration. It is highly effective against Mycobacterium tuberculosis and other gram-positive bacteria. Rifampin should be administered on empty stomach. It has bactericidal action. It is either given alone or in combination therapy, and the discovery of this drug is a major advancement in the treatment of tuberculosis. Its side effects are hepatitis in patients already having liver diseases. So students, now let us consider some other anti-tubercular agents. So first is PAS, which belongs to aminosalicylates. This drug was introduced in the year 1946. It occurs as a white to yellowish-white crystalline solid that darkens on exposure to light or air. It is slightly soluble in water but more soluble in alcohol. Aminosalicylic acid is administered orally in the form of its sodium salt, usually in tablet or capsule form. PAS is tuberculostatic and one of the least active drugs. It decreases the respiration of tubercle bacilli, producing a sense of well-being. It is used when the patient is dangerously susceptible and hypersensitive to the toxic effect of streptomycin and dihydrostreptomycin. It is used for pulmonary and for extrapulmonary form of TB. Side effects are: it causes rash, malaise, headache, fever, etc. Next is isoniazid. It belongs to the class of hydrazides. This is also known as isonicotinic acid hydrazide or isonicotinyl hydrazide or INH. It is a colorless crystalline solid that is very soluble in water. It has effective bacteriostatic action and is one of the primary drug along with rifampin, pyrazinamide and ethambutol for the treatment of tuberculosis. It changes the chemical composition of the bacterial cell wall, prohibiting the DNA synthesis of bacteria and leading to decrease in RNA synthesis. It changes the metabolism of protein, nucleic acid, carbohydrate and lipid forming complex with enzyme. Side effects are dryness of mouth, hepatitis, convulsion and mental disorder. Next is pyrazinamide. It belongs to the class of pyrazine. Pyrazinamide, also known as pyrazine carboxamide, PZA. It is a white crystalline powder sparingly soluble in water and slightly soluble in organic solvents. It is active against Streptomyces and isoniazid-resistant strains of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is used for short-term treatment of tuberculosis, as it has tuberculocidal activity and short-term activity. When used for longer duration, that is more than 6 months, resistance is developed by the Mycobacterium. Hence, pyrazinamide is given in combination therapy along with INH, rifampin and ethambutol. Side effects: it causes nausea, vomiting, rash, urine retention and in some cases fever with jaundice. Next is dextroform of ethambutol, which belongs to the class of aliphatic diamines. It is a white crystalline powder freely soluble in water and slightly soluble in alcohol. It is stereospecific. The dextroisomer is 16 times more active than Levio and mesoisomer, though all the three isomers have the same toxicity. It is bacteriostatic in its action. It hinders the synthesis of bacterial DNA and protein, inhibiting bacterial RNA synthesis. It clears the sputum containing Mycobacterium in less than 3 months. It is either given alone or in combination therapy for treatment of pulmonary TB. Side effects are visual disturbances due to optic neuritis. So students, in our today's lecture, we have started with tuberculosis. We have discussed types of tuberculosis. We have seen symptoms and diagnosis, along with the characteristics of anti-TB drug, which further include general idea of antibiotics which are used in the treatment, like streptomycin, rifampin, and we have also discussed few other anti-tubercular agents like PAS, that is, which belongs to the class of aminosalicylates. Second is isoniazid, which belongs to the class of hydrazids. Third is pyrazinamide, which belongs to the class of pyrazine. And finally fourth, that is dextroform of ethambutol, which belongs to the class of aliphatic diamines.